08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230007, and then 08179230009 is the female caller line. WhatsApp and Telegram are available on 08090306416, 08090306416. Now, our first conversation this morning, let me get straight to the question for you. We're not talking about the suit or the pollutants or oil bunkering and those of you who are making money off it or not and buying us nice phones and things like that. That's what we're talking about this morning. Our first conversation this morning has to do with teenagers. Now, my question is this: should teenage gang members be tried as adults, so that when punishment is meant to be doled out, they will be given the punishment of a full-grown individual? Do you think that's what should be done? Now, all of this is back on the story, or from the story, where we had 4 secondary school students of the community secondary school, Npkolu Oroworukwo, Mile 3, having been arrested over charges bordering on cultism. It's not the first time we've heard such stories anywhere in this country. Lagos, Benin, Asaba. We've heard stories like this. Warri as well. Secondary students who are now into cult activities and things like that. It's not new. However, what is particularly worrisome here in Port Harcourt is that it seems that these days, most of the students are very brazen about it. So, the question, once again, after they were caught and remanded, these students, should they be tried and treated as adults? It's not for us necessary to make that law, maybe the government will, but what are your thoughts on treating such individuals who at an early age have decided to become gang members? We want to be flying colors. Hey, where them? Now we there here. Yes, those are the people. Let's get to hear from you this morning. Hello, Port Harcourt. 93, good morning.
Hello, Pitakwa.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Jude Samuel Omamegbe. My name is Arraign. I'm calling you from Pitakwa.
All right, go straight to the point, please.
Should teenagers
teen gang,
yes, teen gang,
yes, teen gang members?
Let me give you a short and straight answer. Yes, they should be treated as adults. Thank you.
All right, they should be treated as adults, tried as adults. That would mean voiding their rights as teenagers who probably were under some influence. Interesting. 93, hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
My name is Godemike, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Pleasure to have you here.
This category of persons who call themselves teen gang members, they carry guns, they do things adults do, they kill if the opportunity comes. If things like this happen and they are caught, nothing stops the law from taking its long up on them. Whether they are teenagers, whatever thing they call themselves. For you to live what you're supposed to do, read your books, go to school, and you try to carry gun, try to kill somebody, then the long arm of gun should hold that person, treat the person as an adult, so that it will be a deterrent to other teenagers. My name is Godemike.
All right, thank you very much, Godemike. But that's 2 now, and I'm getting messages here saying the same thing, that they should be tried and treated as adults. But are we taking into cognizance that these many, if not most of these individuals, are usually as peoples or children from impoverished homes, people who probably don't have proper guidance, people who, because of the level of poverty and unemployment, and also let's not forget vices in and around their community, are exposed to such a scenario? I'm not saying all of them are, I'm saying some percentage of them are. So are we going to blame them for the failure that our system, our government, their uncles, their aunties have met upon them? Do we blame them for such actions? 91.3, hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning, please.
Hello, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Ezekiel calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome, Ezekiel.
Sir, you see this thing. They have a choice, but you can still see them doing all sorts of things. So if they are caught, they should face the law. So that's my statement.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. If they are caught, they should face the law. Don Dada says that they should be treated like adults, straight up. No time to mince words. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info page. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info. PH, let's get to read your comment on the subject matter. Should teen gang members, after being arraigned by the police, should they be treated and tried as adults? I'm very sure those who are in the legal sphere will probably have views on this subject matter. All right, 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 017-923-0007. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt.
Good morning. Welcome.
They are juveniles. They are
Juveniles.
still minors, yes. And I think they should not be treated as adults. They should not. Due to their lack of maturity,
Okay.
their discipline, and their incapacity to handle the emotional trauma or pain that will come during after the sentencing, or the verdict has been read against them. See, let me be honest to you. The present environment we found ourselves now does not give a room for a child to be a child. Every child in this environment wants to grow. Because being a child is so embarrassing, it's frustration, no room for protection, no room for try and error, no room for forgiveness. The whole environment is charged with violence. The whole environment is charged with unforgiveness. And no space for these children to grow, to be like a child. For their period of 17 or 18 years. A 16-year-old girl wants to be like a 25-year-old girl, not important. Because she's not protected. She's not loved. She's not cared for. She's not pampered. The one I love you she will get from the street is for sexual appeal. So instead of her to be that 16 years, she wants to be 25 years old. So they should not be treated as adults.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Hello, Port Harcourt. 9.3, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Okay. Have you seen a juvenile that turns his cloth at the back and wear it and go to an event or go to school? Well, if you have not seen that, I think their senses is still very active because the last time I checked, people that turn their clothes behind and wear it, they need a psychiatric evaluation or something. So for the fact that you are in your right senses, you know what a knife can do. You know what a gun or firing arms can do. And you also know that you should not be in your possession. I just think you should be treated as an adult.
Right. Now, let me take you, if I may, very quickly before we get to our commercials, and we have a lot of obligations this morning. Let me take you quickly to the late 90s, when we had the very disturbing, sad event of genocide in Africa. Remember the Rwanda Civil War? Hutus versus Tutsis, remember that? Well, there were child soldiers, not just in Rwanda, also in Liberia, also in parts of South Sudan or Sudan back then. In fact, in the past 70 or 50 years, whenever there were conflicts on the African continent, children were used as soldiers. And then the world's governments, in fact, every single individual who was involved in trying to maintain peace or restore peace into all of these war-torn areas had this question to be answered. How do we get through to these young children who were used to commit crimes? I'm talking about teenagers who raped people as old as their grandmothers, who raped their sisters' age mates, who raped people that were old enough to be their mothers, but they were told to do so because they were given a gun, they were beaten, they were coerced, they were tortured into doing these things. Sometimes, in order to survive, they had to go out to kill. I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening here, but it is analogous because many of these children some would argue, are only a victim of their environmental circumstance. However, we cannot negate, it would be foolish of anybody to say that some of these crimes perpetrated by these young people, whether they are 16, 18, 15, are not inhumane. My name is Jude. We'll gather your thoughts. We'll talk more when we return after this commercial. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Stay with us.
Nigeria Info.
We'll be back. Welcome back to the show. This is Nigeria Info.
So, 4 secondary school students of the community secondary school Npkolu Oroworukwo Mile 3 had been arrested over charges bordering on cultism. They were arrested last week and arraigned by officers from the Npkolu Divisional Police Headquarters in Mile 3, Port Harcourt. Now, they had names for the students. However, we're not going to be in the business of exposing their names. That's not for us to do this morning. The students were remanded into police custody as Chief Magistrate Philippa D.K. Udena did not sit. They will be arraigned properly on Monday, today. Now, my question still remains, and it's the question that Africans and people all over the world, because it's not an African thing. In the European Union, when you had the Balkan War, it was also mentioned in the several conflicts in the past 40, 30 years in eastern parts of the world, talking about in China and in Indonesia and all those other countries, particularly on the routes where you had the Silk routes. The question has always been, what do we do to teenagers who have carried out acts of war, who have been used in fighting the cause of one person or another person? One of the most striking pictures I have ever seen when it comes to controversy like this is a teenager, no more than 16, if I remember that time. And I've seen even younger. Many of you may have seen pictures of much younger children holding rifles. And there's a very strong chance that these children have used those rifles to kill other people. When the conflict is over, what do we do to these children? In our case, we're talking about cultism, and cultism is very rife in Port Harcourt. We've heard stories before. They seem to have started to go down, but recently there seems to be another resurgence in activities of cult groups in and around Port Harcourt, particularly in marketplaces. Those Agbero boys that you see, many of them are not up to 25. Some of them are even teenagers. So, I ask, should they be treated as adults when caught committing crime? My name is Jude. Hello, Port Harcourt. Our WhatsApp number is 08090306416, 08090306416. All right, and then we have messages here. Let's get to read a few before we get to the phone lines this morning. Any teenager caught as a result of court-related issues should be tried as an adult. There are some teenagers who also came from impoverished homes yet chose a right living. If those teens can kill, they should also have the same punishment. If they can maim others, they should be treated as one. Tonte Ibakalebo with that message. Yeah, good morning, Jim. They should be treated like adults. Yes, the society influences, but as a human being, you should know what is good and bad. But do they really know? Hello, Port Harcourt. 3. Good morning.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
My name is Jude Samuel. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Thank you.
Jude, it seems they will bring down this adulthood to maybe 15 years or 13 years. The rate at which children of these days are wising up, I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. They should be tried according to their age too. Or most times, I think the law makes provision that they should be in the custody maybe until they get to 18 years.
18 years, juvenile sentence.
Yes, before they get the actual trial. Because for a teenager to gang rape, to be a cultist and all of that is quite alarming. Even in our state, the government should do more to see how we can, curb these things, especially the family. I think this issue is a family issue. The parents should look inward and guide their children properly. So that's my take. They should be there and, in fact, get the actual punishment they are supposed to get so that others will also learn. Because once you release those children and they will come back, their mates will also ask them, but nothing happened. They'll still go back to the crime. So that's the issue.
Well, thank you very much, Samuel All right, messages on Facebook. For me, they are still young. Rather, let them look for another alternative. That's Sonia Igonin said they should look for another alternative. Were these not the boys that gang raped the students? Well, we don't know. We're not going into that detail. Jonah says, how are we sure they are 14 years old? I doubt their age. They should be dealt with according to the law. Now, Collins says there's a remand center in Port Harcourt, correctional facilities for juveniles. They usually kept there until mature enough to be tried as adults. All right, they should be tried as adults. They should not be tried as adults. They should be rehabilitated. That's Nonu Barry Hope. Oyo John says, of course, an offense is an offense. They should be punished accordingly. 9.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is John. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome.
In as much as I want the law to catch us with those students, I will still also want to have that, or to say the school, when we are going to secondary school, we had programs. Like most times Friday, you see students, either you are in a dramatic club or you are in a football team.
Extracurricular activities, yeah.
But now these days, I don't think if those things still happen. Even if they have those clubs, are they functional? What of those students do it at 3 times? Those are some of the pertinent questions we need to ask. But however, there should be said it according to the law of the land. We can't say because they are juvenile. When small became do adulting, it don't become adult. There should be said according to the law of the land. Thank you.
Hello, Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Jude.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Good morning. Actually, Mr. Jude, those guys, those teenagers are deadly. The truth is that they should be treated the way adults are being treated. If you know, those guys, they use those guys as spies, whereby you don't, and those guys will give terrible information about you and about the environment. And you begin to imagine, you see him as if it is somebody that cannot even kill a fly, but he's being used to give information.
Exactly. The child is being used. It's not the child. The child is being used. The same way a parent would use the child to go and hawk on the street is the same way some people, some handlers, are using children to carry out bad activities. So is it the child you will blame?
Mr. Jude,
yes.
The truth is that those people, even the child, know that these things is bad. The other day I was at Abloma. If you see the way those guys came and were fighting with weapons, honestly, you won't believe. They wanted to damage my. So the school children, those going to government school, Mr. Jude, if they tell you what those guys are doing, honestly, you will not want to.
Of funding for public schools, particularly in the minority areas, where we have black people and all of that. It was a big problem in the 80s and in the 90s. Still a big problem to today, because in those places you had a prevalence of drug, alcohol abuse. You had homes where one or both parents were not available. Many of them were from foster care scenarios. The same thing is applicable here. Many of those children, let's be honest, are from families that cannot afford more than a meal or two a day. Many of them don't have proper security, like someone said. They're afraid. So yes, the child may know, this teenager may know that this is the wrong thing to do, but there's an adult somewhere who has controlled him to tell him, this is what I want you to do. If you don't do this, you can't be part of us. We can't protect you. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Oji Andy, and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Thank you, Andy. It's a pleasure to hear from you.
Yeah, Jude, let me tell you something. There are so many persons that are supposed to be alive. Why they are not alive today is because of some of these ignorances that the government and some few of us out here, we tend to believe that some persons are children. Let me give you a story. Where I am from, and I witnessed it. A boy went into school at the age was about 15, 16, and he was a little bit adopted into high institution somewhere in in the southeast. And when he went there, he went, as at that time, year one, he had friends. They went and went for a robbery, stuff and all that. This boy was not killed. At the end of the day, the father manipulated and tried and bailed him out and exchanged him. And they killed another person instead of this boy. This boy came back, having a gunshot on his leg. And when he came back, they sent him to jail. And after 1 or 2 years, he came out. And when he came out again, after 1 year, he started again and went and killed another person. Unfortunately to him, it was not the same way he used to. At the end of the day, he was killed. So what am I saying? When you start saying that somebody is a child, and we forgetting the aspect that somebody grows, and there are people around this environment in our society that also have children and always want to be like them. Who have had in the past and presently, when a child was asked, who do you want to be like? He said he wants to be like a senior man. Are you getting what I'm saying? So when you start ignoring some certain things, when you start looking at some certain things as a child doing it, and at the end of the day, will you not think about people who will be killed in future? So please, any child who is caught into any crime should be dealt with accordingly as an adult. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a very, like I said, it's a very dicey scenario that we find ourselves in. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. These teenagers or those teenagers should be treated equally, because my neighbor, who's a land surveyor, was seriously cut deeply by little boys that should be calling him daddy on the head and the body inside the bush while he and his colleagues were carrying out their jobs. We'll definitely hear a lot of stories on this subject matter. All right, we'll take our final call. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah, this is Daniel on the line.
Good morning, Daniel.
Please, you're talking about these teenagers. Yeah. They are not teenagers anymore. I'm telling you, they should deal with them. Let me tell you one small story when I was in Liberia. Now, these kids in Liberia, you just talked about the Liberian war. Let me tell you something. That's how they started, and they start carrying guns. You know what they did during the war when we were there? Now, one of these kids raped one of the persons they caught, on their way going. Now they raped the family. Now the headman, they call him Senegalese, is one of these government officials. You know what he did to the labor? He now brought him out. Now let me speak their Liberian language so you understand. You know what he told the guy? He said, so you guys, you're praying for war so that you can be raping people and be stealing people, and I'll deal with you so that you will know. The guy tied the little boy on the truck and dragged him from here to like 2 or 3 junctions. And when he came back, you know what remained? The remainder of the boy was the boy's hand.
But once again,
that sent a message to all that kids. Let me tell you something. Till I left Liberia, we didn't hear anything like raping. I'm telling you. So sometimes these kids do something so that others will take serious lesson. I'm telling you. Thank you.
All right. It's a okay. All right. It's a very, very dicey scenario. Even that action itself is extreme. That's torture. I don't know if 2 wrongs can actually make it right. Oh, my name is Jude. Thank you as always. Our conversation is just starting. We'll take a break. News coming up your way. Then you should pay very close attention to our 11 o'clock conversation. It promises to be huge. Come 11 o'clock, we'll be talking about corruption here in River State and indeed in Nigeria. Sure as this back on the shirt on my back, would not want anyone who has any decency in them to miss out on this conversation. 11 o'clock is the time. Hello, Port Harcourt.